I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about our spring break. So I did it once again this week. Sunday night I sat down to write Monday morning's blog post. Honestly, as much as things are changing these days, I think I'm just going to plan to do that for the next few weeks because things are changing so much. And just like the past weeks, a lot has happened this week. Now, although it does seem like things are starting to settle into some kind of a new normal routine. It feels like the panic is diminishing and people are starting to accept all of the uncertainties. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I've kind of lost track of time now. My sister texted me and told me that my niece had contracted COVID-19 while at college. Now, a couple days after bringing her home, my sister started feeling symptoms. Fast forward to today, my niece is recovered and my sister is on the mend. My niece has also started her next quarter of college online. Now, I am so relieved that they're both recovering or have recovered, and I'm grateful that my parents who live with them have been able to find an alternate place to stay during all of this. I have to admit, it's been kind of hard to be a state away and not being able to help them any more than just checking in on them. Now, fortunately for us here in Nevada, our week has gone pretty smoothly. AJ continues to enjoy his time off as long as his computer and games are working correctly. We've had several issues, but fortunately, we know enough about computers and his games that we've been able to get them fixed fairly easily. Sean completed his school assignments and I even got a bit of work done. Not as much as I was hoping or planning, but we stayed caught up with what we needed to get done. More importantly, okay, not really, but Sean and I were able to catch up on a bunch more of our recorded shows. And we plan to finish catching up this week, 4 weeks later. Does that tell you how many we had? Kind of crazy. But we discovered we'd already watched a few of them, but it had been so long, we forgot. How crazy is that? The most exciting thing any of us did this week was Friday evening. Sean and my husband went down to the strip to take pictures with a couple of friends. Now, I included some samples of the pictures they took in the blog post. You can find that at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in April of 2020. Now, to say that the strip was quiet or dead would be an understatement. They said it was actually a little bit eerie to see. Now, you have to understand, the strip never stops. It has always got heavy traffic and the sidewalks are always full. So to see them with just a little bit of traffic on the streets and the sidewalks being empty, so bizarre. Now, another interesting discovery this week is that there were still lines at 2 of the grocery stores that I went to on Saturday afternoon. I'm pretty sure this was to limit how many people were in the store at any given time, but I didn't try and park to try and get in line to find out. Fortunately, I was able to get what I needed at other stores, so I was good to go. Sometime this week, and again, I can't quite remember what day because it all kind of blurs together, probably like just for you. Our governor ordered the shelter in place to continue through April 30th. That means that schools and businesses will remain closed for at least that long. Now, this week, we're officially on spring break. In reality, not a whole lot's changing for us. My husband thought he was going to have to work from home exclusively, but we've discovered that's not quite the case. So we're kind of waiting to see how that works out. We're now, as I'm recording this, we're finishing our 4th week of what I call our altered reality. I have a friend who has an adult son with special needs who's calling this quarantine vacation. I kind of like that. It gives it a humorous twist, but still being completely honest about the situation. AJ has his routine figured out. He spends time switching between watching YouTube videos on his tablet or his phone up in his room, or he's downstairs on his computer watching YouTube videos or playing his games. Now, he's quite content spending his days this way and prefers to not even get dressed if I let him get away with that. Fortunately, showering every day is still part of his routine. Phew, glad I don't have to fight that battle. My husband has his routine for working from home down, so we're good to go there. Or like I said, he is still working at one of his locations. As long as he has work to do, he'll be able to continue working full-time here in his home office if we get to that point. And we're generally pretty good about leaving him alone and letting him get his work done. So we have at least 4 more weeks to go as I wrote this blog post, for a total of 7 weeks for us here in quarantine. I definitely need to get a new routine down for me. I have plans I want to accomplish. You know the old saying, places to go, people to see, things to do. Well, I guess I kind of have to modify that a little bit, but you get the idea. I have a great routine down when the boys are in school. Works like a well-oiled machine, and I generally get a fair amount done each week. Life is good. But when I'm home with the family around, it all seems to go out the window and I don't get nearly as much done, even when I have the best of intentions. So I'm trying to figure out some kind of a schedule that I can realistically keep while still enjoying extra time with the family and enjoying Sean's desire to do some more baking. I have to say, he's doing really well. He's learned quite a bit about cooking, quite a bit of variety of the foods that we eat regularly. He'll impress people when he goes off to college. And I don't have to worry about him starving once he's not eating on a school meal plan. Now we're expanding his repertoire to baking, including some breads. As usual, he's picking it up quickly and doing an amazing job. And we get to enjoy the results. Now I'm trying to make sure that Sean keeps up with his school assignments, even though they aren't for a grade. Yes, I'm one of those moms that makes him do every single school assignment. In reading emails this past week from our school district, I discovered several interesting facts. One, there are currently 320,000 students in our district. As many as 60% of these have connectivity issues and may not be able to access distance learning opportunities. Kind of crazy. Now, honestly, these statistics both blow my mind and don't surprise me at all. A number of years ago, I heard that we were the 5th largest district in the country. Now, I suspect we're still somewhere close to that. Our district encompasses our entire county, including all of the outlying smaller areas. So when you include these areas, along with the poorer areas of our valley, part of me completely believes that such a large part of our district may have inconsistent access to learning opportunities. Now, add to this the likelihood that these same families are the ones who are losing their incomes during all of this, and so that means they'll have an even harder time keeping what connectivity they do have. So the current discussion, which I'm sure is going to change before all is said and done, is that teachers are reaching out to students as much as possible, and students are checking in with their teachers or a newly assigned homeroom teacher at least once a week. This will count as their weekly attendance for compliance. Assignments are being given and completed. Assignments are being accepted by teachers. Any grades given on these assignments may or may not count. We've heard rumors that third quarter grades will become semester grades since we just finished the first week of quarter 4 when the quarantine began. So there you have it, the current status of life here in Vegas and our household. Overall, we're doing well and filling our time relatively productively. We still like each other and haven't yet taken to fighting more than normal. We continue to check in with family and friends regularly, hunker down most days, and don't leave the house any more than necessary. We're supporting a few of our local restaurants a bit more than usual so we can continue to enjoy them when things open up again. Aside from picking out takeout meals and a bit of shopping, we're not really leaving the house much. Some evenings, my husband and I will take a walk around our local park. Now, while it looks like the park is reasonably busy during the day, they've closed all of the play areas, like the playgrounds and the basketball courts, those kinds of places. But since we're going after dark, social distancing isn't much of an issue. We're doing our best to take all of this in stride. Like many others, we're getting around to a number of projects that we didn't quite seem to get around to before all of this. We're reaching out to others, we're exercising, and we're looking forward to the day when we can break free and enjoy our friends face to face once again. So my question for you this week is this: how are you handling all of this craziness? Has it impacted you personally? I'd love to hear about it. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in April of 2020. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Sign-up lists are available over on the website. Signing up lets you know about all newly released content as soon as it's available. I'm so grateful that I can maintain a positive outlook during this difficult time so that I can continue to say that life is good and there is never a dull moment.